Hey there, Aquarius. What am I missing? Nothing. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 9th. We're going to jump right in here, Aquarius. I'm using the True Black Tarot. You obviously can't see the name of it, but that's what this deck is, if you're wondering. And it's brand new, so it's kind of sticking together a little bit, but that's all right. I love this card, Aquarius. I love this Nightingale Spirit. Really nice. So, and you have the Miracles card. Are you kidding me? This looks like a good reading for you, Aquarius, so far. But let's see what is going on. Definitely, we're off to a great start here, Aquarius. So, well, let's see what's going on for you at this time. Aquarius. A lot of people getting the Emperor this week, so that doesn't really surprise me, but let's see here. Let's see. You start off with this Nightingale Spirit. The reason I love this card is because it's like this tiny little bird is on top of this giant-ass egg right there. So it kind of like, to me, is a card that says there's much more inside of you than you realize. You are much more powerful than you realize as well. Because, again, this tiny little bird pushed out this gigantic egg. So that's what I'd say here. Even in this deck, this is the Tarot of the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle. She says that this is a card of, like, fierceness, being bold, really going for what you want. So I do feel like there's a lot of success coming in for you here. It's very interesting to me that we have this bat spirit as well with the Hangman. Very similar energy, but seems like there's some sort of rebirth or something coming in for you here. Looks like a healing to me. So I do like to see that. But I don't know, let's dig into it. I love this card. I would say be fierce, be bold, really go for what you want at this time. But I also feel like you need to, like some of you I feel are like accomplishing something very, very significant. I don't think this is going to be easy, like I want to say here, with especially with the Five of Wands. You have the Five of Wands here as your center card. I love the Five of Wands, actually. To me, on the traditional Five of Wands, the people, they are not really fighting, they're training, they're learning how to fight. To me, it's also a card of success. It basically doesn't say stop. Nothing in the tarot says stop. I always like to remind people of that. It's like, yeah, the Five of Wands could be conflict and competition, but nowhere in that does it say stop or run away from the conflict or competition. So I feel like some of you need to realize that, but I do feel like there's success coming in. You have the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the World here. It's like some sort of accomplishment here, but I feel like, again, you realize that there's more inside of you. The Nightingale, again, like I said, it's like this giant egg. It's like you realize that there's more. You have the Two of Pentacles, which is like weighing your options. And you have the Four of Pentacles. This is probably my favorite Four of Pentacles of all time, I have to say, because it's like there's these butterflies that are trying to break out of glass on this card. It's kind of like, you know, I think just a wonderful representation of the Four of Pentacles. It's basically like saying you're begging for a transition, you're begging for a change or a transformation in your life. The World is like having accomplished something, but it's like the end. You know, the world is like the achievement of something. I always like to say that the world to me represents birth. I always say that the world, to me, it kind of represents going through a birthing process where it's like you're stuck in the squeeze. You haven't been popped out the other side yet. So in a lot of ways, I feel like this is saying that you're trying to break free from like the world that you have been living in. Is kind of like the energy here. And I like this. I feel a very motivated energy, especially with that Nightingale Spirit and, you know, that card showing up there. Because I feel like you feel motivated. I feel like you're feeling maybe a little bit more positive as well. So I like to see that. You also have this Bat Spirit, which says a rebirth is assured. So clearly, I feel you are going through a rebirth or some sort of change with this bat here, obviously. So, and it's interesting that this card is number 5 here. I kind of feel that it's tied into this Five of Wands. It's basically saying, you know, the conflict, the competition, or something that you have to overcome is going to be the thing that kind of makes you go through the rebirth. You have the Hangman, the Five of Wands, the Eight of Cups, and the Tower showing up together here. The Hangman, again, is hanging like the bat here. I do feel it is kind of like saying, okay, it's like time to get moving along here, right? Because the Hangman, to me, is a card of like, he's we put ourselves in Hangman mode with the Hangman. But the Hangman he puts himself in Hangman mode to gain enlightenment, and I feel like it's just saying that, you have gained all the information you need to make a decision, and now it's time to make a decision. For some of you, this choice could be in love. For others, just, anywhere else in your life. So I feel like you know what you need to know. I also feel like there's multiple, this is really saying there's like two ways to look at something that you're dealing with, especially with the Tower. I'm pretty sure if you're like a Pisces rising or something, I would definitely go watch the Pisces reading. I'm pretty sure Pisces have the Tower. I could be wrong, but to me, the Tower, there's like one person who's diving head first out of the Tower on a traditional Tower card, and then the other person is like being pushed out. It kind of says like there's kind of two ways to deal with something or look at something. It's like you can either see that the Tower is burning and you can jump, or you can be forced out of the Tower, right? So I don't really feel this is like, I feel like this is a Tower moment you've already had. For some of you, it could be walking away from a relationship or leaving a relationship. I'm not going to lie, for some of you, I get this like back and forth thing where it's like maybe you went back to a person kind of, and I feel like you felt like it was a mistake right away. And so, yeah, I feel like that's what you're kind of dealing with. I do feel that this is saying it would be a good time for you to maybe walk away. 8 of Cups here. 8 of Cups is walking away from things that no longer serve you. I like to also remind people that, the Tower isn't a death sentence, It's like there's a saying in astrology. Astrology is not a prison sentence, right? And I think that's true for tarot as well. Tarot is not a prison sentence. People always love to tell me how bad the Tower is and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, but you're watching tarot for advice on how to avoid a Tower moment. So this week hasn't happened yet. And tarot isn't set in stone. You can control the outcome by making changes, right? And you have the 8 of Cups. It's basically saying that maybe it's time, and maybe it's time to walk away from something, because 8 of Cups here is a card of walking away from something that no longer serves you. And it's like the writing's on the wall here. So for some of you, I feel like you can see that something no longer serves you. But it's like you're a little conflicted with the 5 of Wands here. 5 of Wands is like trying to avoid conflict. I feel for some of you, a decision you're trying to make, you're trying to avoid conflict with people in your life. Major theme for you through 2021 doesn't really surprise me, again, based off the astrology. Even, Jupiter retrograding back into your sign, and, Jupiter will be in your sign until the end of the year. The reason this is funny is because it's like a lot of people see Jupiter in their sign as a good thing. It is very good, but at the same time, it can cause you to expand, which can make people around you kind of like nervous or freak out and all that other stuff. And, or they kind of maybe think you're getting too big for your britches, right, Aquarius? So you might be dealing with some of that energy here. But, overall, I feel like this is saying it's time for you it's like you're facing something here. You're facing some sort of inner truth here. You don't really have any cards of truth here, but I do feel it's kind of like an inner truth that you're facing. For some of you, I feel like the truth that you're seeing or that you're facing is that you like want a whole lot more in life, or that you can accomplish a lot more. You have the Miracles card. So I feel like this is more saying that you should expect a miracle. And I feel like if you expect it, it's going to show up. So I do feel that there are miracles coming in for you here. You have the Lovers, the 4 Swords, and the Emperor here. For some of you, I feel like you are healing in love. Again, maybe you're not, I'm not saying you're getting back together with a person or anything like that. I feel like you're healing the idea of love, or how you see love, or, how you interact with love in your life. And this doesn't have to be like love. It could be with like family members or people that you love. And I do see like a healing, kind of like overall energy there. I do see a healing going on for some of you. For others, I do feel like there could be like either a healing relationship that you're already in, or that you're going to be getting into if you're not already in it. So if you're looking for love, or if you're already in love, this could be a very healing type of situation that's going on for you here with this energy. I kind of get like the positive side here. It's kind of interesting. This Tower is a person on this. There's a person on this card here for this Tower in this deck. And I'm seeing this as a person that you're like walking away from. And so some of you could be walking away from a person who's just a disaster, right? Who causes too much upheaval, who causes too much chaos in your life. It's like you're walking away from that. I would say this is what you're walking towards, like a true Emperor type person. And it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. I feel like this person is just, I feel like they embrace the energy of the Emperor, and I feel like and what I mean by that is I feel like they're a leader. I feel like they're very decisive. I feel like they've been through a lot as well. I think the Emperor, the Emperor is a combination of all the kings. He's basically been through everything. So it's like someone who has been through a lot and who has a lot of life lessons. So I feel a lot of you are healing love. For others, the Lovers is like being at a crossroads, having a choice to make. So I feel that for a lot of you, it's like just saying, pick the new path, plain and simple. Sometimes the Lovers to me just says, pick the new path, go in a new direction. A pretty straightforward reading, actually, I would say. I feel like for the most part, you're just expanding. That fits in with Jupiter, and I feel like there's a lot more inside of you than you realize. And, well, I feel like you do realize it, so it's like kind of making you work towards new goals and things like that. So I dropped the Temperance card here, Aquarius, but I don't take pop-outs, so we are going to see where this is going. Between the Two of Pentacles and the Hangman, you have the Hermit card here. Like I said, I do get this overall, I get like an overwhelming energy here. It's kind of interesting. I feel overwhelmed, which is weird, emotionally as well, and I feel that, but I feel like it's saying there's like, an overwhelming amount of knowledge or like evidence that what decision to make. If you're trying to pick between two people, I feel like one person is clearly the right choice. I don't know. People always, some people say, well, if it's an obvious choice, then wouldn't you make it? I'm like, well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. There have been times in my life where something is the obvious choice and I don't make it. So no, I don't think it's always true. I think sometimes we can think something is too good to be true when it actually isn't. And I get that feeling for you here. So I feel like you need to realize that something is not too good to be true. Something is true. Plain and simple. You have the Queen of Cups here between the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Swords here, or Five of Wands, sorry. So I feel like for some of you, this is like saying that, I feel like you need to trust your intuition is what I'm getting here. I'm getting healing vibes. That's why I'm hesitating. I don't usually get healing vibes on the Queen of Cups. Sometimes I do, but, she's kind of like the nurturer. I feel like you're nurturing something. We're going to have to see what that is. And between the World, the Eight of Cups, and the Tower, you have the Two of Cups. Some of you could be having a hard time letting go of this situation. If this is a love situation, the Tower, the Two of Cups to me is stepping stone soulmates. Basically represents someone who was here to teach you something, and then you're meant to move on to the next person. Good news is usually the next person is the person you're going to be with for a very long period of time. Not always true, but I kind of get that for you here. Between the Hangman and the Lovers, Ten of Cups, true love, happiness, your emotions overflowing. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty. It can represent a miracle as well. So I do feel for a lot of you, it's like the wait is over. I feel like there is definitely like true love coming in for you here. Someone who you really want to be with. So if you're looking for love, this looks amazing. If you're not looking for love, to me, I feel like saying the wait is over here with the Ten of Cups. Again, I'm gonna ask for more clarity. I'm probably gonna pull an extra row just so we can get more clarity at the end. Between the Five of Wands here and the Four of Swords, you have the Four of Wands, again, marriage. It's kind of weird. You're like the second sign in these weeklies that has been more love-focused. As I always say, I don't do love readings. I do whatever comes up. So, if I feel love, then I say it. But, and I do feel for some of you, there's a love focus here. So I'd say if you're looking for love, then this is clearly like you're either meeting a person you're going to be marrying or you're already with a person that you could be marrying. If you're not looking for love, this would definitely be a celebration. It's like you're being set free. I mean, imagine if you were that tiny little bird and you were trying to pass that egg, right? If you were trying to lay an egg that was like 20 times the size that you are, it's like once you did it, you would probably feel pretty good, right? So I get kind of like, regardless of what you're working towards here, like major relief. Between the Eight of Cups, Tower, and the Emperor, you have the King of Wands here. Some of you could be dealing with a fire sign. It could be an Aries. And for others, I feel like this is like some sort of risk that you're taking here. The King of Wands represents protection from fire. He has these salamanders all over his cloak. He even has one right here. And salamanders in mythology represent protection from fire. So it's almost like you're protected from taking some sort of risk here. So I like that, Aquarius. Here in your top row outcome, you have the Hangman. So again, I feel like this is saying don't delay and take action at this time. Some of you could be moving towards the Pisces. For others, I feel like you are just kind of seeing things from a new perspective. Remember what I was saying about being the person who jumps out or the person who gets pushed out. It's like you have a choice. Right here, you have the Fool, so some sort of new beginning, taking a leap of faith. And you have the Nine of Wands as well. So I feel that for some of you, you have definitely been wounded, or you have gone through some, like a wounding period. Especially, it's like heavy energy here, Tower, Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is kind of like walking away from something. What I'm kind of getting here, what I will say about the Eight of Cups and the Tower is that can be one of those things where you walk away from something that, at a loss. It's like walking away from something and losing at the same time, if that makes sense. I know that sounds like the same thing. I'm trying to come up with a good example. I don't have one for you. I think if that message is for you, it'll make sense. It's like where you kind of, it's like you're walking away from something at a loss. It's like, imagine if you were to have to like sell a house and then still owe on the house, right? I get that kind of, that's the best way I could describe the feeling I get here with these two cards. It could have been a house. I'm not saying that. It could be something else where it's like a relationship where it's like walking away might leave you at some sort of a loss, but at the same time, it's kind of like you're cutting your losses, if that makes sense. For most of you, what I would say is that this has already happened. Like, I feel like you've already had this cutting your losses experience. And I would say it was the right thing to do, just based off the cards. I want to get more details about like what's going on in this middle row here. Eight of Pentacles, putting the work in, a lot of success coming in for you. Anything you want to be successful. Queen of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, nurturing something into existence. King of Wands. King of Wands is a card of the entrepreneur. He really takes care of something like a baby. He really raises things up. He makes things successful by taking care of them. So I feel if you're trying to be successful in work, in business, any other area of your life, like really taking care of something would be a very good idea. You have the Wheel of Fortune next. Damn. Definitely a change of your fortunes. Like I said, you have these miracles showing up here. So I do feel like there are positive changes coming in for you here. It's kind of funny because it's like this is the True Black Tarot. So it's a black deck. I understand that here. But I feel a darkness, The best way I could say it's like I feel for a lot of you that you are in a dark period of time right now in your life. I feel like you're waiting for the sun to come up. I feel like you're kind of waiting for the dawn, right? It's like you're just hoping that the dawn shows up, really, in a lot of ways. Yeah, you have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is like walking through darkness. It's like you're definitely waiting for the sun to come up here. The Hangman, twice here, like kind of would say to me that you are the one that is going to make the sun come up. It's like almost like the sun is something he has realized, or a change in perspective is the thing that is making the sun come up here on that card. The Fool, taking a leap of faith, is kind of the thing that is going to make the sun come up. So I kind of feel like for some of you, it's like having a realization or, taking some sort of risk is going to be the thing that makes the sun come up in your life. Kind of an interesting reading. I feel like you need to realize you're a lot more powerful than you realize with that Nightingale card there, but still a good reading. So thank you for being here, Aquarius. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. Also, feel free to like and subscribe. Really appreciate the support. But thank you, Aquarius, and definitely enjoy your week.